Right, we are starting. So as we've started recording, so that your colleagues who couldn't join us this evening can watch the recorded session and practice along. What is data science? As I said earlier, the ability to make you understand what data science is. Someone is talking. Okay, sure. It is my responsibility to make you understand what data science is. What you need to know in data science, the tools you are supposed to use in data science, the concept, the structure, what you need to understand data science. At the end of this lesson, I want each and every one of you to be able to boldly know or share what data science is, to be able to analyze data and make data-driven decisions out of it, to be able to clean data, manipulate data, and visualize data for their various organizations. Now, we are starting from a beginner's concept, irrespective of whether you have a base in the knowledge of data science or not. We are all starting afresh. Right. Before I start, do anyone have any question? Okay, let's continue. Why do we even need data science? And what is data science? What is data science and business intelligence? In fact, what is the prerequisites for learning data science? What does a data science do? Data science life cycle with example. Data scientists demand. At the end of this lesson, they should be able to understand each one of these. By the end of this training, you should be able to actually work with huge or large amounts of data. Okay, Jace, do you have anything to say? I can see you've raised your hand. Right, maybe it's by mistake. Right. Please, can you see my screen? Let's continue. Let's take this scenario. We are going to move faster here. Please follow. All what we are coming to do from here are scenarios for you to get the whole concept. Kindly follow each scenario attentively. The need for data science. Now, first scenario. Imagine you there, then the thought of you or your car driving you home by itself. Does it excite you? So you'll be at the workplace and you think of, oh, when I close, I don't actually need to go and actually drive my car. I just get into my car and let my car drive me home. Does this thought make you happy? Okay. The next one. Is that even possible? Is that even possible? The next one. In fact, the thought of making a car move from one place to another is data science. What do I mean by is data science? Data science is actually gathering huge amount of data, you finding the right solution for this data, deriving decisions from this data, and actually predicting, being able to predict from this data. Yes, the class is being recorded. Elizabeth. Okay. Now, there were two people here, and one person was thinking about there should be a way whereby his car can actually drive him home. Then the other one asked, is it even possible that a car will drive you home without let's say manual or physical interaction? The car will be making decision by itself, slowing down, stopping by itself, speeding up, and all that. So the second person is amazed of the ideas the first person is thinking about. Okay, now the first person knows that, in fact, we can train data and actually make the machine or anything work. The second person is very interested in that. So we are these two people. One is a data scientist and one is just a normal person. Self-driving cars. So he goes on to explain what self-driving cars will do when it comes or it finally arrives, saying it will actually prevent the death or accidents. Like these accidents that kill people by 2 million, it will cut them by 2 million. How was he able to tell the layman that, in fact, when we do this and when we do that, when we have enough of data to do this and that, our car can be able to drive us from work to home. And in doing so, it can be also stop by itself, speed up, brake, and also avoid death by accidents by 2 million. Right. A second scenario, those of you who have been booking flight. So you book a flight, then let's say 1 hour to your flight or 2 hours to your flight, they tell you your flight has been delayed for about 3 hours due to bad weather. Then you see all sort of English regret, inconvenience caused. Now here the data scientists will understand lack of data availability. They were not able to get available enough data about the weather to make predictions. Now ask yourself, how is this weather channel able to predict that tomorrow is going to rain, or in the month of June there is going to be no rain, or in the next few hours there is going to be thunderstorm and rain? These are all scenarios. Now, due to improper route planning, customers don't get the flight for desired time and duration. Now, at first, nowadays it's being solved because of data science. At first, in fact, you see these flights, they have routes, and in the least mistake, those controllers one will make, there will be a plane crash due to unavailable enough data on that. They are sometimes forced to cancel flights because they will realize, oh, in the next 2 hours, there will be an arriving plane, which will prevent the departing plane to stop. These are all scenarios. Now, incorrect decisions in selection of right equipment leads to unplanned delays and cancellations. Now, if you are, let's say, a doctor, you've been trained, you've gone through your training and everything. Now, you are going to perform surgery. Because you don't have access to the right tools, or you don't have enough information for the right tools, you might be forced to delay a planned surgery or cancel a particular operation. Remember, these are all scenarios. Now, when we have enough data, it is possible to predict future disruptions, such as airlines, weather, or work equipment for the right tools. 1. Route planning, whether to schedule direct or connecting flights. Predictive analysis model can be built to foresee these flight delays. Promotional offers, depending on customer booking patterns. Deciding which class of planes to purchase for better performance. Now, imagine you are a customer. Yes, imagine you are a customer going to take a plane. If you are being presented with all these options, you can be able to make your choice from these options. Lack or due to inadequate information about this, you will likely make the wrong choice for the right time. Ladies and gentlemen, any question for the scenarios before we take into data science? Please, any question before we move on? Okay, so let's continue. We are coming to look at some applications of data science, how data science are used in these fields, each one of them. We'll start with insurance. Now, you own an insurance company or you work at an insurance company. What does an insurance company get from data science? The insurance company need data to make decisions. 1, how often does the customers or the already customers get accidents? Maybe your insurance company is about people launching their cars so that when they get accident, they will come for a new car or something. So you have information about your customer for the past, let's say, 5 years. Now, the data you have, your data scientist can be able to look through the data and know how often does your customers get accidents. 1. And if your customers are getting more accidents, it means your company is probably running at a loss, because meaning the customer will come. Now, let's analyze the how often. Let's say you have 20 customers in your insurance company. Then let's say 10 of them came about 3 months ago. Now, within the 3 months they came, in the first 2 months, about 6 of them got accidents. They came for a huge sum of money. Meanwhile, they've not paid enough amount of, but since you've gone to agreement, you have to provide. Now, when you look at your data part, you will be able to see, the data scientists will be able to see how often your customers get accidents. Is your company running at a loss? Now, your customers, the gender of your customers, most gender of your customers, are they males or females? Now, your customers, how often do they make their payments? A data scientist can be able to draw all these and help the company make data-driven decision. What do I mean by data-driven decision? Now, I'm a data scientist in your insurance company. Now, upon you giving me all your data and me analyzing, I saw that in fact, in every 2 months, about 6 of your customers get accident and come for new cars. Now, based on my analysis, meaning your company is running at a loss. What can I do to help the company? Okay, so I'm telling the company to increase the amount each customer pays, because the frequent or at the rate they come with accidents is very high, meaning they should pay higher. Doing this, making my customers pay higher, meaning whatever, even if they get accident in 2 weeks time they come, I have enough money to provide them with their new cars or whatever they've insured. Right, that's for insurance. Let's move to banking. Now I have a bank company. I'm a data scientist at a bank company. Now, the bank presents me with the data. What can I do with this data? One, I can know the frequent amount how your customers saves. So let's say you have about 200 customers in your bank. Now, in your data, I can see these 200 customers in your data. In fact, in the month of February, only 30 of them saved or actually made deposits into their accounts. Okay. Now, in the month of February, about let's say 150 people made withdrawals, meaning the bank, if the bank don't take care, it will go to bankruptcy, because the frequency or the amount of withdrawal is higher than deposits, meaning people are taking their money out of the bank more than depositing in the bank. With this, I can tell the bank, oh, you can actually set a threshold of something. Okay, so we can say if your account, if you have less than 200 cedis in your account, you can't withdraw. So that we make a policy to prevent people from actually making withdrawal, because the more withdrawals the customers do, the bank will be running at a loss. That's why banks encourage savings, so that they can also get something on it. Again, with the data given to me by the bank, I can know but the age category or the most populous age group that are saving with the bank. So let's say you've given me your date, and I can see that in fact between the ages of 20 and 25 are actually 120 people. Meanwhile, your bank customers, the total number is 200, meaning that in fact your bank has a very young age people banking with you. Based on this, I can say your bank has a future, because you have a very young generation doing business with you. But when I analyzed and I found out that 150 people of your customers falls under the age 60 and above, meaning no, your bank's future is at risk, because in the next 10 years, most of your customers are going to be in their 70s. Based on this, your bank doesn't have a future. Therefore, based on this, we are going to make data-driven decision that advertise or make advertisement towards young people to save more with your bank. Right. Any question? The next one I'm going to pick is stock market trading. We all know the rise and falls of stock markets. A data scientist can actually study the stock market and knows that, in the next 2 months, your stock is going to fall. How? Because you've given him the data, he has analyzed data and actually drew a pattern in the data you've given to him. Now, in the pattern, he saw that in every 2 months, the stock falls and rises in for about 5 days and falls again. Now, the data you've given to him, when he analyzed it, he saw that for the last 5 days, the stock has risen, meaning in the next 2 months from that day, the stock is going down. Therefore, he can give data-driven decision. Oh, if you want to buy this, buy that. If you want to withdraw this, withdraw that. If you want to do this, so that you don't run at a loss. Right. Now, smart home. Smart home. We use a lot of smart gadgets. When we talk about smart homes, they are homes which are automated. So, for example, we have a home whereby it actually has its own cooling system without anyone going to actually tamper with it. Heating system, AI assistant, talking system with, let's say, alarm waking system. Now, with these smart homes, this is what they do. These smart homes, they are actually trained with data. So they know that, in fact, at 7 p.m., when the time is 7 p.m., it is night. Therefore, switch on all lights in the house. So you realize exactly 7 p.m., all the lights in the house are on. These are driven by data. Again, now, smart alarm in homes. The smart alarm has been programmed or has been fed with data that when it is 5 a.m., it means it is time for duties. Now you realize when it is 5 a.m., the sensor of that smart device is going to trigger to wake or to make noise or to wake anyone who is asleep. This is based on data which has been trained by it. Any question, please? Again, let's move to automation. This is one of the interesting application of data science. Automation, example are self-driving cars. Yes. So when we started, I showed you a scenario whereby one was thinking about that. In fact, when you close from home, then you automatically get being driven to your house by your car. Now, these vehicles, they are being fed with data. How do they know? The vehicle is being trained in such a way that, in fact, it calculates distance, uses sensors. So when the vehicle is moving, as a human being or as a human being driver, when you are moving your vehicle, you know when you see a taxi, you know a taxi. When you see a bus, you know a bus. Now, how can this car, it's by itself, know that this is a taxi, this is a truck, this is a train, or this is the lane I should pass through it? It has been fed with all these sensors and data. As the car is moving, it is using sensor to sense any nearby distance. So you see, when these vehicles are being trained, they are trained based on calculations. So they know that when you sense something 60 meters or 6 meters, let's say 6 meters, it means keep that distance. Anyone who have studied these automated cars, when they are moving, they move by distance. There is no way an automated car is moving and is behind you to come closer more than the distance being given to it. So you see, it will give you a distance like 7 meters. But a normal human being can drive closer to 3 meters. They drive based on the data that has been fed by them. So they've given an image of a person and says that, okay, when you see such image, it means it's a human being. Stop for the person to cross before you move. Now, when the car is moving and sees any image, it will scan it, compares it with every data it has. Okay, so I've seen this image crossing me. Let me scan it. It will stop, scan it, and compare all the data and see, oh, okay, this image resembles a human being. Therefore, it is a human being. And according to the data being given to me, when I see a human being, I should actually stand for about 2-3 minutes for that image to cross before I move on. So you realize an automated car, when it's moving and it comes closer to human being or any object, it will stop for the object to cross before it moves on. As compared to we human beings, sometimes we can actually overlook, we can't see them, we just knock down someone. So these vehicles move with calculation and based on data that have been fed to them. Any question, please? Now, business. Those who do supermarkets, the KFC, the malls, you realize, let's say in the month of February, they've come to open a branch of KFC at where you are staying. Within the next 2 months, you see they've opened KFC at the next town. Most of the times, we don't actually analyze this. We'll be like, oh, they are just doing their business. They are not just doing their business. It's a data scientist who is doing that. Now, the data scientist has analyzed their data and know that most customers who comes to the first location are from this particular place. One. Two, and whenever they come, they buy more than, let's say, 100 cedis, meaning most of the profit is coming from this particular town. Based on that, the data scientists will advise that business or that entity to go and open a branch near these customers. So you see in the next 2 weeks or in the next 3 months, in the next 2 months, you see a new branch open at a specific place. You didn't even think of. A normal person would be like, oh, they are just expanding their business. No, if they are just expanding their business, why didn't they just establish it anywhere but that particular place? Because their data scientists must actually analyze it and know that these people living here, whenever they come, they buy more than 100 cedis, and at least 20 people comes from that area, meaning when we go and establish one branch there, we are going to generate more amount of money. Data scientists get the data, analyze it, and give data-driven decision to help businesses grow. Right. Our class will end in some seconds. I'll generate new link and we will join again. Thank you.